Morning fish people, I'm Alan Norris from Fish on TV. It is Saturday the 24th of July and I'm back in Charlie with my old mate Joey Farrell. He's parked just at left, he's doing the draw, so he's concentrating now. I think he struggles to add up by the look of it. Sorry Joe. No, he's getting the draw ready, we're here nice and early. As before, it's the Adlington Angling Centre's feeder championships. It's the last qualifier, your last chance to qualify for the final. There are sections of 5. If you win your section, you qualify for the final. I've drawn it's over 2 reservoirs. If you qualify for the final, it's over 2 days and you fish a day on this one, which is the Upper Rivington. Stunning looking venue, absolutely stunning. And Anglesart Reservoir, so you'll fish one day and one the other, and whoever's got the biggest weight wins the competition. So very, very exciting indeed. So I'd love to get to that final. Joey's given me some advice again, as he always does, so thank you Joe Farrell. Again, like I said before, it is sponsored with the Adlington Angle Centre and supported by Daiwa as well. So thank you guys for creating such a wonderful feeder tournament. Right, I've drawn obviously the Upper Rivington, never been here before. It would have been nice to go on to Anglesart again, seeing as I have fished it once. I quite liked it there, and by the sound of it, most people want to be on there. And because there has been a lot more bigger fish being caught on there. £16 won the day last time, £4 won it on here, just over £4 won it the last time, so it's going to be a lot tougher. And from what I can gather, it's smaller fish. There are bream in here obviously, because it's too big a reservoir for there not to be some £4 bream, but I think there's quite a lot more roach can be caught and a lot more smaller skimmers, so I'll be having a line set up for that. I'm actually thinking, not sure, because when Joe fished it a couple of weeks ago, it was they'd put a lot of water in it, but it's a lot lower now. It might fish a bit better, you just never know. So I don't know it, it's just my thoughts, my experience on water levels. We've got a chop, I'll let you have a look. In fact, I'll let you have a look from 2 different angles. This is the section that we are fishing. These are pegged 20s and 10s over the other side over there, but I'll let you have a look at the reservoir. Look at that little belter. And there's Joe. He's just been writing all the peg numbers down and probably giving another angler some advice. But look at this, we do not fish this section, but look at that. I do apologise for the wind. I've not got my wireless go on, but this is the Upper Rivington. Looking forward to another nice day's fishing. It's a Saturday. My wife's not right happy because I'm not going to be home by that 7 again. I'll have to take it out for a few drinky winkies. Right, we'll see where we get drawn. I'm going to, in fact, I think I'm going to video the draw this time round. It's getting to, we don't need masks and everything now, so I know we try and social distance best we can just to look after ourselves, but I'll see if I can get a few clips of the draw. I've no idea what are the best pegs. If £4 won it, you can't really say it's the best peg. I don't know, has he dropped on a rogue bream? Don't know, you just don't know, dear. So we'll see where we get drawn. We'll get down to the bank, have a look at a few tactics. It'll be pretty much bream fishing. Really looking forward to it. So last chance to get to the final. Come on Al, get your finger out. See you at the draw. Morning Joe.
Morning Alan.
This is Joey Farrell, folks. I've been mentioning his name on a few occasions, been giving me loads of advice, so I do thank you very much Joe. And he's asking for some readies now. 20 quid is it?
Check this. Yeah.
So that's my pools money. Can you just explain to these people how the pools work? What's the super pool, isn't it?
Well, this is a super pool, yeah. What we're going to do today is obviously split it. We're going to play the top 4 individually. It's totally separate from the competition stakes. We're going to play the top 4, and depending on how many's here, we'll divide it out as I think, I don't know what the calculation is actually now, you've got me on the spot.
Oh, I've got him on the spot. But so it'll be divided
I think it'll be 40, 30, 20, 10
Yeah.
of the pools.
Yeah.
I think that's what we'll do. Morning! So what we've got is, we've got 20 anglers here, so we'll base it on that, and it can be won anywhere on the lake.
Right.
But the competition stakes are obviously separate.
Yeah.
Because we've got section winners of 5
Yeah.
that's going to be involved, so it's just a little bit extra.
Yeah.
We've got a couple of anglers who have actually been welcome to fish today, who qualified, who couldn't sell the tickets.
All right.
So I've encouraged that so that they can be blockers,
Yeah.
but they can be in the super pool,
Yeah.
but they can be a blocker on the qualifier, because I don't want to give, I think it's a bit unfair as well on the other anglers who have all that 40 anglers to have spare pegs everywhere.
Yeah,
But there's going to be a couple short, so we've put the blockers in who've already qualified, who never sold the tickets.
Right.
So I think that'll be a good one.
Sounds like a great idea. Doing a great job, Joe. I've no idea where favoured pegs are. Where do you want to be on this reservoir?
Personally, we've never drawn probably 11 or 20, which is always an end peg and bonus, and it's a bit shallower. Gives you a lot of options, both pegs on this wall. We're on the Hollyboom lane here. So peg 11, lovely peg. Seen a lot of money come off that peg. Peg 20, the same.
Right.
Or peg 1, good peg.
Right.
It's been notably qualifying. And peg 10, there's a little bit of a difference with peg 10. I can't give too much out about that one.
Right, well that'll do. There you go, folks. He's keeping his cards close to his chest. Cheers, Joe.
Thank you.
flyer apparently. £4 won it last week. Whoa!
Isn't here.
There we go, folks. Peg 11, I think it's an end peg. Well folks, here we are, peg 11. Absolutely knackered, look at that. Nice little slope. There are all the anglers to my right. That's Carl there. He's looking forward to it. Wind blowing this way. I think we've got Brian. I was calling him Ryan in the last video. It's Brian. I couldn't quite hear him with all the rain on the brolly. But here we have peg 11, and if you have a look, it is an end peg. Now I'm not going to make the fatal mistake and start casting over there on a big reservoir like this. I'm an end peg. I want all that water to myself, so if there are any fish here, let's bring them this way and keep them away from this lad here. That's the other 10 peg section. The other is there 10 over there? 1, 2, 3, 4. There should be 10 over there. I think it only looks like there's about 8 or 9 over there. Might be one missing. And then these are all our anglers. and there is 5 in each section. If you win your section, you go through to the final, which I mentioned earlier. So tactics, I've got a really short line. Well, I'm saying really short. I've taken a 25-metre line out, but I've done 45 turns as a shorter line and 60 turns as my longer line, because last time I got most of my fish on the longer lines here, and it was maggots. But well, I'm saying here it's a different reservoir. I've set the short line up because I think if the little tiddlers are knocking about, I'd rather catch them short than long. So I've set that up as well. So I'm going to put 5 feeder fulls long, 5 feeder fulls a little bit shorter, and I might just let that settle, and I might just have 10 or 15 minutes with 2-minute cast short and just see if there's anything knocking about short, and then it's time to get out there. So one line I'm going to put a lot of worm in, the other line I'm not going to put so much worm in. In fact, I probably won't put anything in. We'll just have it as like your casters and dendras. So here's my bait tray. I always like a few micros. There's my casters. Floating maggots. I know people tip them away out of the dead res, but I've got a few floaters here because slow sinking. My idea is that they might take it on the drop. A few pinkies. I like pinkies. I've got pinkies this time. They're small dendras for the hook. I've to take them out. My ground bait, and I'm just going to start putting. We're going in very shortly. And not too much feed to start with. A few dead reds. There's a few micros in already. I've just got a few more casters. Give that a mix up, and I'm going to put a bit of chopped worm in the feeder on the long line. So there we go. Oh, there we go. That's the plan. Let's get ready. We're off in about 4 minutes, so I need to get the camera set up there and get ready to start baiting up. So we'll see you as the match progresses. There we go. Right then, folks, all been getting these little perch. Everybody seems to be catching a little perch, or at least tips going round. I really struggled last time. I think this is maybe a little skimmer or a bigger perch. Yeah. What is it? Is it a skimmer or is it an hybrid? No, a little skimmer. Well, that's the first sign. And what I did, I've been putting particles. I've noticed everybody's on windy feeds and they're all getting perch, the same as me. So what I did on that cast, I put no particles in, and I just put ground bait in, just to have a look, just to see if it'll sort the better fish out. It's just a little thing I always remember. I'm catching stuff like this one on the feeder. Change to a method feeder and just put ground bait in, obviously round your method feeder. I start catching bream. Oh, I put particles in there. So you're not allowed to use method feeder in this. It's just normal feeder only. So no wind feeders and stuff. So I just thought, right, I'll just try it with just ground bait. Only on the short line. Oh, what's that then? Rectangle then. Something doesn't feel right. Something's not right. I don't know what's wrong. Can't work it out. Oh, alright now. Try that again. Something just didn't feel like. Yeah, so I thought I'd just try ground bait. And round it went. It was a lovely bite as well. So we'll give it another go. I don't know what the heck went wrong there. Joe's drawn a good peg as well, apparently. He's on peg 1. There we go. Oh, that's a bit better. So let's just see if it produces any more skimmers and even better bream. There we go. And the bites, I'm not even having much chance to put my timer on, to be honest with you. So I've had about 4 or 5 perch. Bumped a couple of little ones off as they're coming in. You tend to reel them in a bit too fast because they're only this big. You get a bit fed up with them. And then that one, so I've had like a nice little skimmer there, that's encouraging. So what I might do on that long line, I might just put ground bait and chop worm and nothing else. That's going to be a perch, that. Maybe. I don't know, we'll see. We shall see. It's a perch. So this is just on the short line. I've not pre-baited this one. Yeah, another little perchy. There we go. They're the annoying little pests. Just keep straight down to backside, straight down to ass. Bloody things. So, that theory. No, but that is why I've just cut particles out, because I am hoping to just encourage some skimmers around the ground bait. But unfortunately, there seems to be that many perch out there that everybody's catching them. So I'm due to refeed my long line. I've had an accident with my quiver tip on the medium line, so I've only got one rod left really, because I broke the spare tip for it ages ago, but I can't get a replacement on my midi tip anywhere. So it could be a new rod, unless Midi can get me a tip. I just can't seem to find one anywhere for it. I don't know, I've got a crosswind. I don't know what happened, because it was while I was pre-baiting. The casts were lovely, it felt nice going back, there were no little notches or anything, and it just didn't want to play. I've never had so many accidents with casting. Mind you, there's only been a few, I suppose. I suppose 3 or 4 over 40 years ain't bad. It's just like, why? Why is it this pleasant? Snapped a quiver tip on the other one. I've snapped a quiver tip today here. You can't write it, can you? So that's your little update. I've not got enough to put a pound on yet. I think that's a bite. That's a better fish. Still tightening the line up, and I just saw the line tighten. It didn't pull the rod. Well, that's a bite, is that? Let's have a look what this is. This feels like a better fish. Don't think it's massive. Yeah, that shot lady. Let's have a look. Yes, it is. So, ladies and gentlemen, don't be telling anybody. Seems to be working. So that's not bad at all, at all. There, nice little skimmer. I think I can put myself down for a pound now. Get in, I'm going to get straight back in. Oh, another skimmer and a perch. What's this one? Oh, another little skimmer. I thought it was, but I hardly saw an indication on the tip at all. And it's only a 3/4 ounce tip. No, sorry, it's a 1 ounce tip in this. I've changed it to a 1 ounce, that's right, from a 3/4. So I had 4, that's the smallest one. I've had 4 of those now. Not quite got £2, but another one of those, I won't be far off. And I've just put a piece of worm on as well. The small worm. So there we go. In fact, I'm going to nip that end. I might even stick a little pinky with that one as well this time. Again, just putting ground bait in. I've noticed that they are catching to me right, but they're still catching. Like I said, that I'm not looking all the time to me right, because I'm getting bites, and I'm more than happy with the start so far. So I had in my head, I thought if somebody gets £6 going off the last results, you've got to have a right chance of qualified. And I just hope that this keep back. I'm not bothered if I keep getting a little perch. And I keep pulling one or two of these skimmers in. I think it might fish better than the £6 to qualify. I don't know. Unless it's just because I am on the end peg, which wind blowing in. You've got to fancy it, haven't you? You've just got to fancy it a little bit. So I'm doing all right. We're an hour. What time do we start? We're an hour and 15 minutes in. And I've had about 9 fish. So it's not prolific, but going off the results from last time, I think I'm doing alright. So we're fishing while it's a 5.5 hour match. I've refed the long line. And what I did, I took 11 wires off, which is what I did when I clipped the other line up. I've refed the shorter long line. There we go, that's got a tiny little bite, that one. I think this might be a little stripy. Come on, the perch. Bloody little things, greedy little buggers. Oh, well, he just popped off, or is he still on? Can't even tell now. Yep, he's still on. I don't know. Look at that. Watch all discards you disappear. Oh, not too bad. It must have been like lightning. It must have been like a coiled spring. Right, it's time to get a fresh worm. Oh no, it's alright. Is that what I mean? It's alright. Right. There we go. Ground bait in. We'll get back out. We'll see if we can get a few more. That's slightly to the left, but never mind, never mind. I did have a cast it. Oh, there we go, it's not straight away. Oh. There must be quite a few fish out there. I've not even, that was technically on drop. So I'm just looking around, I've not really seen many catching. Carl's had one or two. Oh, I thought that was going to be a little perch. Oh, there is skimmers out there. Listen mate, if I let you go, you can bring your mums and dads in. Can't see that happening, can you? Bottom lip. Right. Oh, I'll use that again. It's like a lucky worm. Right, there we go. Oh, I keep getting one or two small skimmers, odd little roach. I think this is slightly bigger. There it is. Lovely. That's got to be 8 to 10 ounce. Thinking. 8 ounce, I'll give it. So that's taking me to about. There we go. Probably 2.5 poundish. Lots of small fish. Probably had about, I don't know, 18 fish for that. It's hard to tell. I'm putting poundage on, so lots of small perch, lots of, well, a few small roach, and I just keep changing the way I'm presenting the worm, not just one worm. I'll put a couple of bits of worm in a pinky, a full worm, bits of worm, and a dead red. That was on 2 bits of worm, 2 bits of the chopped worm. But I'm not putting any feed whatsoever in my ground bait, just using ground bait, and it seems to be, again, is it because I'm on an end peg? Or is it the right tactics to use? Just don't know. It seems to be working okay. Settle. But yeah, could do with quite a few more of those. Just hit the bottom. And now and again I do get the odd one on the drop. What I've noticed when I was talking to some lads earlier, they were saying that, oh yeah, you get these little bites, not being able to hit them. And that happened to me a few times. So what I'm actually doing, if the little taps, I'm leaving them until I get a better pull. And it's not much better, but it's just, you can just tell it's just more rather than the vibration taps, it's more of a positive pull. Just leave it. It's hard not to lift. When I've been bream fishing, even with big slabs, you can only get like a little pull sometimes. It just seems to be working at the minute. We are steady away. Since I last, that were better, that was more of a bream bite. Going around nice and steady. Again, I think it'll be a skimmer. Like I say, I did fancy just fishing this line straight from the off with no feed. I think this has got to be another skimmer. It's about the same size as the last, maybe a bit bigger, I'm not sure. I'll look when we get it in. Yeah, that's the biggest one of the day, I think. Only just though, and that was on 2 bits of the chopped worm, chopped up for feeding. As you can see there. So yeah, okay. Alright, let me get back in. We're doing alright, we're steady away. Yes, it's been very iffy and I've been swapping and changing ground baits. Just put 2 slightly bigger worms on. If it gave it a little bit longer, feels like a decent skimmer again. Yes. There you go, it's a little bit of patience. I've not tried any of the other lines yet. Carl outside me's tried his long line and he's not had a bite on it, so I just keep refeeding it. One with just chopped worm, one with particles. I've got to be over £4 I would have thought now, which I thought would be a nice target for today from what I saw. I'm doing okay in my section. Peg 16's catching apparently. And I think this is not doing very good at all at the minute apparently. So I've got to give that another go. 2 pieces of worm on. Right, we'll get back in with another one. There's about an hour and 45 to go. It's gone quiet. Well, I keep getting bites on this line, but not as regular. Carl's had a skim around about £1. He keeps getting odd 1 or 2. I keep getting odd 1 or 2 perch and skimmers. I've introduced a few more particles on this short line. I'm having a few quick casts, and I think I'm going to have a look on my long line while this is, and rest this. It's going to be a bit funny. I'm not sure what I've got. It's hard to tell with these little ones. I might have £5. I don't know. Carl thinks I've got more. I'm not so sure. I've got £4 or £5. I think. I'm not exactly sure. I think he's got about 3.5. So it's quite close. Peg 16. Don't know what he's got. And I don't really know anybody else is getting on. I've just put some. I had a little spell, I put some floating maggots on. And I had 3 quick fish, only tiddlers. But they were obviously taking it on drop, and the bites were like instant. I've just put some on now, and I've not had a bite. So I'm just wondering if there's not as many fish there. Well, I'll give it another go. It's 2 minutes. I'm in there every 2 minutes. I've made a bit more extra ground bait up. Because I was running low, and I wasn't expecting to be this busy. I've been in and out every couple of minutes. So I'll leave those maggots on. Worm seems to have been the best, but I've just not had a couple of, I haven't had a bite of the last few casts. I just thought I'd give it a quick change, just have a quick look. I'm going to go slightly left this time, because they do tend to move. Notice, like, I think early on when I cast like this at left, I said it was a bit left, and I got an instant bite. So I am going to have a quick look a little bit further left, just to see. It's amazing how many bites I've had sort of now. So they're definitely not on the bottom. I think you'd murder them on Waggler today. But obviously we can't fish Waggler because we're feeder fishing. So it has gone a bit funny here. I've not touched any of the long lines yet. I'm going to go out there with worm, seeing as worm seems to be the main order of the day today. I think I'm doing okay, but like I say, I've been watching every little sign. I'm just trying to read what's going on. And I'm thinking I need to rest this now. I think I need a little look on that long line. But when you've been getting as many bites as what I've been getting today, you really don't want to leave it. And I've swapped and changed feeders. Oh, I think that little perch just jabbing at it. Now one more little go there. It was positive enough to have a lift. Put a few more particles in again. Basically it's like sort of pre-baiting it as well with these quick casts I'm going to have, and then I'll have a little look on the long line, so hopefully not too many fish. I'll swim past my peg. Soft rod this actually, I landed a bit funny then. Really soft rod. So get a little bit of bait down there, and then I can have a look on that long line, and hopefully with a few more particles being down there, I can rest it. Hopefully not too many fish will swim past while I'm having a look on the long line. That's in theory. Could be an absolute load of rubbish, but that's what's in my mind. I don't want to be getting picked by a 3-pounder again right at the end. So certainly Carl at the side of me is definitely, I think, there we go, that's gone this time. That was a more positive bite. I don't think it's a big one. I'm hoping it might be a 6-ounce skimmer or something. Hopefully. Don't want them crocodiles getting it, do we? I'm not supposed to, so. Yeah, it's a skimmer. There we go. And I've not fed particles most of the day down there. It's been ground bait and worm. Oh, I need to grab that before my feeder gets stuck on the bottom. Got to be careful here. Feeder catching the bottom. So there we go, another little skimmer. They're the ones that we want, just to keep pulling in front of Carl. Like a sneak. Ninja warrior of fishing. Well then, I might change that up now. Let's have a look. Is it not hanging properly? It's not too bad. But what I think I'll do, I'll have another quick look out there. Fluorocarbon line. I've got 013 bottom on, and it does tend to kink a little bit easy. So I don't think there's anything wrong with the line, but I'm just not 100% happy with the way that it looks. So that was on the slow sinking maggots. There you go, that's your update. Right folks, it's gone a bit iffy on this short line. I've just gone on my longest line. My third cast, I've had a couple of little, I think they were perch, little vibrations. I've packed it outwards. I've put a few casters in this time, so it's chopped worm and casters in a window feeder, capped off with ground bait. Keeps getting bites on his. Carl keeps getting bites on his way down, so they're definitely up in water. I thought with the bait I've put out there, chopped worm, I was hoping I might get a nice bream out there, or some better skimmers, but it's not looking good. I'm not getting the indications I was on the short line, so I'm not going to spend too long. I'll have a, now I've put a few feederfuls out there, I'll have a look on the shorter line, like the 40 metre line as well. But I think I might end up having to concentrate on this short line just to try and get a few more fish in the net and just see if we can get up there a little bit. Another pound or two would be nice. A bream would be lovely. I'm just not sure how anybody's doing in our section. I know Carl's definitely not far behind me. Like I say, I've kept swapping and changing the baits on the short line, but it's just gone iffy. I've definitely got to have another look on this short line. Hopefully there's enough bait down there to maybe keep them interested while I'm out there. But it's just gone very iffy this last hour. Got plenty of fish. I don't know how many fish I've got lots of fish, but they're only small. With the odd sort of 6-7 ounce skimmer, one and maybe a bit bigger as well. So there you go, that's your update. About 47 minutes to go. Let's hope we get one or two more decent pulls. Like I say, a nice slab would be very, very welcome. Nice, no bites on the long line. Well, sorry, I had a little perch, but never saw the bite. Looks like I've got another 4 to 6 ounce skimmer. That'll do. First bite I've had for a while. That may be, I should have just stuck. I've rested it for about 40 minutes that altogether. Half an hour to 40 minutes. Maybe I should have just stuck it out there. I can't see too many people catching. So let's just hope we've done enough. You just never know, because one decent fish will just wipe anything out that I've got. Yeah, there's a little piece of worm. Carl's just got 2 on the same line. And I've just got an extra 2 metres back of the bait, and I looked into it. I've just changed to maggot. I don't seem to get any bites on the worm. It's not a big one, there's not long left. A little skimmer. They're all welcome. It's close between me and Carl again for our section here. I think, I'm not sure how the others are getting on, but I think me and Carl sounds like we might be in the running. So 10 minutes left, see if we can get another one.
Upper Rivington on the Adlington Angling Centre Daiwa Sports Feeder Champs 2021, 5th and final qualifier. First section and first place, Joey Farrell. £13.28. Well done, mate.
Well done, Joey.
Second section, Steve Lacey with £12.3. Well done, Steve.
Well done, Steve.
Another qualifier, yours truly, Alan Norrish with £8.30. Well done, Alan.
Thank you very
well
much.
done.
Get in, what a mighty fisherman. Cheers, lads.
And last but by no means least, fourth place, Carl Robinson with £8.11.
Well done, Carl. Well done.
And that's it.
Thank you very much. Fine job. Well, fisher people, we're all weighed in, and as you've probably seen as well, I've qualified. Get him! What a mighty fisherman! Well, first of all, I've got to say, Anglesart Reservoir I thought was beautiful. I thought that was lovely. That place is even better again. As far as the beauty goes, it was wonderful. But I was fearing the worst, because looking at all past results, I was expecting a really tough day, and it has been a tough day. It's not been easy, but we've had bites, and I really fancied the end peg there where I drew. I didn't realise it was an end peg until they said it's end peg, and I was like, oh nice. And the wind was blowing, I wouldn't say straight across, it was right to left, but going towards pegs 1 to 10 more than anything. I fancied that bank to do slightly better. In my own mind, knowing what bream and roach tend to do, they tend to follow the wind, but I really did fancy it there. Had a chuck about with a bomb. I'd got a 4-second count at about 20 metres up to about 35 metres, maybe 40 metres, and then as it went a bit further out, it was just less than 4 seconds. So it basically goes down pretty sharp, seems to level off a little bit with a slight slope, and then comes back up again. That's what I think. And when I was talking to the lads, they said yes, it does seem to do that. I give it an almighty chuck as well, mighty, and it was just less than 4 seconds again. So I think it must level off at some point and stay quite level. So we've all got us ideas on how many foot per second for a 1 ounce bomb. The only thing I can say is that I used to count 2 seconds per foot. I'm not going to argue about it. I actually count 3 seconds per foot, because when I saw Joe Crass with an 8-second count with a 1 ounce bomb, he then got his fish finder, deep finder thing that he cast out to have a look to see how deep it was, and it was 24 foot. Which tells me it's 3 foot per second. I had a 1.5 ounce bomb on, so I'm sure that's got to sink a bit quicker. I think I had got round about between 15 and 18 feet out there. But it doesn't really matter what you think. Basically, I know that it goes down, levels off and starts to come up a little bit. And then it seems to stay at a level up to about 70 metres. I didn't try and chuck it any further because I wasn't really planning on going that far out. So there we go. So once I've done all that, basic approach, I'm just trying to bring the results up so you can see. Basic approach, pretty much like I did last time. I'd got a few little micros put in with my ground bait. I decided on 3 lines. I had in my head I was going to go short right from the off with no bait in. I baited the 2 long lines. And right from the off I went in. I was having 2-minute casts, and it took about 20 minutes before I actually got my first bite, and it was roach. I was having dead reds in there, pinkies, casters, a few micros and ground bait, and when I looked at me, everybody were catching perch, so I cut the particles out, and I just fished ground bait in the feeder, and I had 3 maggots on, and I changed it to worm, and I started getting better fish on small bits of worm. and it was pretty much like that for most of the day for me. I've had 30 odd fish, I didn't count, it might have even been 40, quite a lot of small fish, but I also had half a dozen or so, maybe 8, between sort of 4 and 10 ounce, I would say, something like that, but lots of small fish. Carl Robinson at the side of me, he's been catching it a few times when I turn around, because you can double up there. It must be a Lancashire thing. I've seen him land 2 fish at the same time, so I thought this is quite close, this, and boy was it close. I had a look on the long line. I've done 2 quiver tips in again today. I think the quiver tips I had in were too light for the conditions for casting. I can't believe it. I've done 3 tips over there. There were 1 ounce tips. 2 ounce tips I've had no problem with, so if I'm going to chuck any distance there, I'm going to have a 2 ounce tip in there in the future. 1 ounce tip for the shorter line. Right, so without boring you with the rest, that's pretty much how it's been most of the day. I had a very, very quiet period in the last 2 hours. I've not had a lot of fish in the last 2 hours. I just get 1 or 2 turning up now and again, and Carl just said, you're not letting me catch you up, but he must have done, because he's had quite a few fish. The results, I have won my bank and my section to qualify, so well done me. What a mighty fisherman. Thank you very much, people. And it's a 2-day final with at the end of August. We fish Saturday on one reservoir and Sunday on another. It's 1,500 quid first prize. I don't know the breakdown, and there is 1,400 quid's worth of Daiwa fishing equipment to be won, so I am really, really looking forward to that. Right, the results. There's the guy to my right in my section who came second on the bank has weighed 8 pounds 11, and I've pipped him by 2 ounce. The little skimmer of the perch at the end has just pipped the section for me to qualify. So well done, Carl Robinson. I had it done to me a few weeks before, just pipped right at the end, but you fished a good match there, mate. It wasn't, even though we were getting plenty of bites, I don't think it was particularly easy. Right, other qualifiers. We've got Brian Kane, who's coming with £7.9. Brian, who I was calling Ryan at Anglesark on my left, he's called Brian, not Ryan. Must be my ears. It was raining that day, so well done, Brian. I shall see you at the final. Nice to meet you again today, pal. I'll look forward to that. We've also got Steve. I can't work out that, is it? Lacoy. I can't read his writing. He's coming with £12.3 on the other bank. And in first place, I've mentioned his name a few times. He knows his stuff. He's drawn a nice peg, end peg, peg 1. He's weighed in with 13 pounds 2 ounce. Very knowledgeable guy, very nice guy. Will do anything to help you. He's weighed in 13 pound 2 ounce. It's the one and only Joe Farrell. So well done, Joe. You are today's mightiest fisherman. So well done, son. What a mighty effort that is. And I really look forward to fishing the final with you. Right, that has been such an enjoyable day, not just because I've qualified, but that place is wonderful. I think it's a cracking venue. Apparently where I am, the bream are not, the decent bream are not showing there, but apparently that can be a right flyer with some good bags of 3 and 4 pound bream. So they never seem to show today. What have I learned? I think that short line is a line I should have stayed on pretty much all day. I think I wasted 40 minutes on the long line and baiting it up. Short line all day, I reckon I could have had a few more pounds as well. So that's just something to bear in mind. I will not have a really long line next time. I will just probably have the short line and maybe a 40-metre line at the very most. Right, so that is the Adlington Angling Centre's Daiwa sponsored feeder championships qualifiers over. Finals are on the 28th and 29th of August. I have got to mention one more thing. David Wood rang me yesterday and asked me if I want to go to Fishomania final. I'm sorry folks, I know some of you were there asking where I was. You spoke to David Wood, so I do apologise for not being there. It's just clashed.
But I spoke to David Wood yesterday, he asked me who I fancied, and I actually fancied, I said to him, I said, I like where Harry Bignell is. That's not a bad area where he was. I'm pretty sure it's a very similar area to where Andy Bennett won it from. And Harry Bignell has been in form. And I said, I quite fancy him from there. He managed to qualify for the Fishomania final. He's been in good form in the UK Champs and other qualifiers. And he's only gone and done it. I am absolutely made up for you, Harry. Well done, son. Well deserved. What a proper mighty fisherman you are. Fishomania champion 2021. Harry Bignell has been on my channel before. He took a selfie of himself. It wasn't very flattering, but it was at the UK Champs at Barson. I've got a picture of him there. So well done, Harry, once again. Right then, folks, that's me done. I'm on the bank with the Feeder King. Last chance at the Feeder King for me at Southfield Reservoir. I'm just looking to get a bite. I've not had a bite there for a while. Don't forget, folks, I hope you enjoyed this video today. If you do enjoy my videos, it's absolutely free to subscribe. If you click the notification bell, you will get all our videos as we upload them, and a thumbs up would be very, very nice. So take care, folks. Until next Wednesday, don't forget, fish on, guys.